Hello everyone, welcome back to another monthly celebration video. This is the video for March and I am going to do these pictures. I'm going to scrapbook these pictures. There's 7 photos and this is photos of my son and the leprechaun trap that his father made with him. So I found out I was going away for our crop weekend this weekend, and over the weekend the kids had the option to make a leprechaun trap if they wanted one. And it was totally optional, they didn't have to, but I felt kind of bad because I wasn't going to be home to do it with him. And then my husband totally surprised me. He took him to the store, got this flower pot and some green glitter spray paint and these gold coins and everything. And my husband just really did good with this one. I was so surprised and happy that he did that. So I'm going to do these photos, and I did order, so this is a new collection by Doodlebug, and all I ordered from this, because we don't really celebrate St. Patrick's Day, it's just kind of not a thing for us, but I loved this new collection by Doodlebug, and it's called Lots of Luck. So I only ordered, I knew I just had these photos to do. I might play around with the leftovers because this is fairly neutral. It's just, kind of rainbow dots. So I did get 2 of these. And then I got 2 of these for I thought the 4-leaf clover would be fun since I don't, get to scrapbook this kind of thing. There is this side, but I plan on mostly using this side. And I knew I would probably be doing a double page because I knew there was multiple of these photos. So I did get 2 of each of these and then just 1 of these for fun. I didn't know if I would add them in. It does have clovers on this side, but I could always do something later with this side because I also ordered a little rainbow, and there is a couple like unicorns and things in here. So along with this is the only other thing I ordered. I know we'll probably have quite a bit left over from this, but I'll play around with it and see what I can do with it. Like the green beers, I think those are so cute, but again, we don't really use them, so we will see. Who knows, maybe in the future. But this is what I'm going to be using this month, and I am going to be following a sketch by Scrapbook Generation for 7 photos. So I just wanted to show you this. Please don't forget to follow the links below to watch the other ladies' wonderful videos for this hop. And all right, let's get started. So welcome back to another video, and I am using the papers that I showed you in the beginning, and I was really excited to be able to order some of this collection that Doodlebug just released. And I know I mentioned that in the video I just did. And I have to be honest, if it wasn't for this monthly celebration video YouTube hop, I probably would have not have even scrapbooked these photos for a long time and never would have remembered to order any of this new collection by Doodlebug. So I was really happy that I remembered about these, and very thankful that I'm part of the hop, and I love how it turns out. And this was a great story that I wanted to get in the scrapbooks and wanted to get told. So I was pretty happy about it. And it's also a good way if you're trying to save a little bit of money and maybe not, I know a lot of people are on spending freezes or trying to just, not buy as much. And it's a great way to get a little bit of a new collection that you may have your heart set on, but not go overboard, because like I said, I just ordered, 5 papers maybe? And then the little ephemera pack. And so I'm going to get I still have some of them left over. I have not made another layout with the extras, but I do plan on doing something in the future with them because like I said, there was, rainbows and unicorns and things like that I could probably do. I'm sure that my daughter has some pictures somewhere that I could use with them, or, I could probably do different things with it. So I'm going to get a couple layouts with it, but I didn't spend much money because I didn't buy that much with it. So like I mentioned in the video before, I'm following a simple, Scrapbook Generation. Sorry, I'm getting all tongue-tied this morning. I'm following a sketch by Scrapbook Generation, which if you've been watching my videos for a while, I absolutely love them. So I'm going to go ahead, and it took me a while there in the beginning to decide which of because the pattern
piece that I cut down was the border paper, and it took me a while to figure out which ones, because you can see the back side of this polka dot one is the borders. So I looked at it to make sure I cut out any that I wanted to use on the layout or might want to keep, and then the rest of them I just cut and I'm going to use as the polka dot side. And then so this is one of the stripes that I kept. It actually reminds me of Lucky Charms. And that kind of reminds me of my kids a little bit, and it just added a little something extra to the page. I didn't really have I'm sure the sketch probably called for a stripe strip there, but I didn't have any with this collection, so I went with that little border piece, and I actually really like it. So I'm just gluing the two down now, and I'm putting the pages next to each other so that I can match up. And when I do this, I try to get it as close as I can. I do like to make sure a lot of my things are straight. I do use my T-square ruler a lot, but that is just me. I just really enjoy making sure things are straight. And I'm just trimming off just a little bit here, because you know sometimes papers don't span the whole entire way, and there's a little bit, if there's a little bit of tiny of white left over, you can see what I cut off was super small, so not that big of a deal, but I don't mind trimming it down, even if it makes it not a full 12 by 12. In the album, you're not going to notice, so I'm not going to worry about that at all. Excuse me. So I did ink all my edges with my black Close to My Heart ink, and now I'm going to set around the photos. And I kind of mentioned the story of these photos. So when I was away at a scrapbook retreat with a couple of friends, my husband surprised me. I was just sitting there, and I think it was that Sunday before the school. I came home that Sunday, but that morning he sent me these photos of the kids making these leprechaun traps for school, which I didn't find out they were supposed to make them until I think it was that Friday. I think I left that Friday, and either that Thursday night or that Friday morning before I left, that he told me that they had the option to make these. So luckily, I mean, either way, he made it. So, but I was pretty happy it was optional. But I did feel bad, because usually I like to have my kids participate and everything like that, that they can. But I thought, oh, well, you know, one thing's not going to hurt anybody. So I did decide to mount this one photo, although it's not really the main focus photo that I want the attention brought to. I did decide to add it to this green paper. I figured I had this green one, so I might as well go ahead and use it. And I just thought I added a little something extra to the page. And so I am going to mount this photo, and it is one of my two boys. So in the photos, in the other photos, you can see one of the leprechaun traps. So it's like a hat sat up on a stick, and then they made the gold coins to hide underneath for the leprechaun to get. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but my older son made a smaller one out of the spray paint cap. So my husband bought green sparkly spray paint, and so the main flower pot one was for my youngest son's class, and then the second one, like I said, I don't know if you'll be able to see, is on there, and it's the one my older son made. That's a lot of too much tongue tying here in the morning when I haven't had enough coffee. And today's the day after the time change, right? So nobody's thinking straight today. So anyways, I pulled out a bunch of my thickers, and I was kind of hoping for some sparkly ones, but I knew it was going to be a long word, and I did think about using possibly two different fonts, but for what I'm going to do here, because I want it to say leprechaun trap. Oh, and here what I'm showing you is, if you ever have, like me, where you're not 100% sure how to spell something, just take out your phone and ask Siri, or say it to Siri, and she will tell you how to spell it there. So I do that actually quite often. So I'm spelling out the word leprechaun, and I want it to say leprechaun trap. That's what I want my title to be, but you can see leprechaun takes up a huge space there. And I didn't want to put down this last photo until I knew where all the title was going to go, because I wanted that picture right above the title. So I did actually go ahead and glue the photo down, but I do think I possibly move it a little bit. And I'm going to toy around now with adding the word trap below the word leprechaun. And now looking at on the video, it really doesn't look too bad, but I didn't like how that little strip of pattern paper with all the little Lucky Charms on it, it kind of made it a little too busy behind the word trap, and it would have worked, no problem, but I wasn't that crazy about it. So I thought about moving it up and having the word leprechaun be up a little further here, and then putting the word, that way the word trap could also go onto the polka dot paper. But when I started moving the word leprechaun, I thought, you know what, this will actually fit really well if I kind of make the letters all scrunched together and very playful. And so you're going to see me here, I'm going to put some letters higher than the other ones and lower than the other ones, and I'm going to butt them up really close to each other, and it looks really just fun and playful to me. It looks like how a leprechaun might write his name, you know what I mean? I mean, that might sound a little silly, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say with that one. So, and I actually even end up butting up the words in leprechaun, the letters in leprechaun, so much that I have a little bit more room than I planned on, but it works out really good. So you can see here how it's just all kind of up and down, and that's a little bit abnormal for me. I'm not usually that good at, you know, making my letters go all wonky, but I love how it turned out. So I'm just using my Tombow mono glue to glue all my letters down, and the letter P does go over the photo a little bit, but that doesn't bother me at all. I know a lot of people don't like it if something shows through a letter, like it shows that photo a little bit shows through the inside of the P, but I'm not going to let that bother me. I love the title on there. Nobody's going to really worry about it. So now I'm going to go through the ephemera pack. This was the only other thing from this collection that I bought, although there was some gold heart stickers that I saw, and I'm wondering if those were older, because they were like, you know, they're enamel epoxy shaped stickers that were supposed to go with this collection. And any of the stores that I usually shop from didn't seem to have those, so I never ordered them. I thought those would have been fun, and they would have been very versatile too, because I could have used them on many layouts. But excuse me, I'm trying to keep my breath here. And so now I'm still just going through the ephemera pack, and like I said, this was the only other thing that I bought from it. Oh, other than that little rainbow, I forgot about that. But like I said, I plan to use that on another layout with the scraps that are left over from this. And that'll hopefully be in the future. I have not still to this day. I did this layout maybe early February, no, maybe middle February-ish. I forget that it's March now already. And then, so I really have not had any time for scrapbooking. I know my channel has been almost empty from videos, and I feel really bad. But a lot of you know that my daughter got in the car accident, and then my kids got sick, and then there was snow days, and it's just been chaos all of February. I'm glad that February's over. I'm ready for spring. Because where I live, where we don't really get snow that sticks, well, some places do, but not right where I live. And it's enough snow sometimes to close the schools, but then an hour later, you're like, why did they close the schools? And anyway, so I have not had time to do much scrapbooking at all. So, but today, after I do a couple voiceovers so I can have some videos ready, I am going to go in and do a bunch of videos that I have been very excited to do for you guys. So I have a few different ideas and things that I want to show you guys. So you can just see me. I'm just playing around with all the different ephemera pieces, and I am planning right now, I'm going to end up putting my journaling up in the top right where that horseshoe is. I liked the horseshoes. That's not something that I would normally like, but I thought, you know, this is a fun layout, and I'm never going to have a layout again probably where I want to use those horseshoes. And so, I mean, I guess maybe there's a possibility, but I thought I would try to use them up on this layout, because why not? Oh, my cat's about ready to make a bunch of noise, wouldn't you know? And I will point out, so I did use that piece of ephemera that says March 17th, and because that is actually St. Patrick's Day, but these photos were actually taken on the 18th. So I do think that I add somewhere the real date, March 18th, but I'm still going to leave that March 17th there, just because to me that represents St. Patrick's Day. So I really liked, one of the things from the ephemera pack that I really liked was that if you can see in the top cluster, there's a couple of those gold coins. There's also one in the cluster on the right of the screen right now. I haven't glued any of those down, but I thought the gold coins were perfect because they did also, I don't remember what they made the gold coins out of, but he got some kind of goldish paint, and I thought he just did a really good job, you know, making this with the kids. You know, that's something not a lot of husbands would think to do or would take the time. So I thought that was really neat. And I also I'm going to glue this arrow down, and it's going to fit above the word leprechaun trap. And I put that there. I felt like it really filled in some of that space from the word, or, you know, some of that space from the word leprechaun and the photos. It kind of just filled it in. Plus, it will bring your eye over to all of the other photos. And then you saw me there. I just cut down that, it was a speech bubble, but I cut it down just to be a little square box, and it says good luck. I really liked that because I kind of thought, well, good luck, you know, is kind of a thing you say. It's kind of an Irish thing for St. Patrick's Day or whatever. And I also liked it because it's a leprechaun trap, so I was thinking in my head, well, good luck catching that leprechaun, so that's why I wanted to put that there. But I didn't like it in the shape of the speech bubble. So again, I will encourage you to cut down your ephemera pieces. Don't feel like you have to use them exactly the way they come. If there's one thing I've learned from watching YouTubers over time, I think especially Mercy Tiara and Nicole Jones. Sorry, her name slipped me for just a moment. I think it's the two of them. If there was somebody else, I can't remember, but they really cut down their ephemera pieces a lot. Nicole Jones she cuts labels a lot, and so that's kind of how I think I got inspired with it. So there are also these gold hearts that I'm adding around, and there was a couple leprechaun people that I knew that I probably wouldn't really have another use for. I could use them on cards or something, so I will find a use for them in the future. But this guy sitting on the pot of gold was really cute. And that photo there on the right that I'm working next to, if you can see it, there's the big hat trap, and then right below it on the counter is the little hat trap that my other son made. So I didn't want to cover up too much of that little trap on there, so it took me a minute to play around with where to put this little leprechaun guy. And I'm trying to add a little heart and try to keep the green moving from cluster to cluster. There's a lot of the green 4-leaf clovers that I'm trying to use up. So I was going to use the heart, but I think I added, yep, it's a 4-leaf clover there too instead. And here I've gone ahead and printed up my journaling. I wanted to put my journaling here before I added any more ephemera or anything, any clusters up in that area, because I wanted it to fit good with my journaling. So I'm going to play around with that cluster, and I'm going to make it work. I love the way that title looks. I think I got to try to remember to play around with my titles and try to be, you know, a little bit unique with them a little more. Because I usually use the same fonts and, you know, the same stickers. I've been watching RTS Scrapbooking, and she's really good about mixing up fonts, and I got to remember to try to do that a little more. But I'm adding another 4-leaf clover up there with another ephemera piece, and I put that ephemera piece in all of the clusters. I added something up popped it up with foam tape, and I tried to do that in every cluster. There's another little horseshoe. I'm not sure if that horseshoe ends up making it on there, but it actually looked really cute. So I'm just going back and forth again between the ephemera pieces. I was looking for more gold hearts or gold shapes also, because I have some gold spread around the page, so I wanted to make sure the gold, shiny gold, was spread around quite a bit too. And now I was thinking about adding the date or the year. So I'm going to add the year with this font, and this is a Doodlebug font, so I knew that the green would go really well. So I'm going to put 2018. I put 2018. Is it I don't know if it was 2018. Now that I'm watching this, I think it was 2017, so I'm going to have to go fix that. Gosh, I'll have to look. So I see, I'm glad I made the video. Otherwise, it would probably be in the wrong spot forever. So anyways, I am going to put the date here, and let's hope I stamped the date, although I don't think I stamped the year because I put the year down below it. So I'm going to check that. But that is basically going to be the layout as far as I know. Oh yeah, I'm going to take out a few gold enamel dots. I don't have very many left, actually. I was thinking, which is good that I'm using them up, but at the same time, I love my gold enamel dots. I use them more frequently than I think I would. So I'm not going to go out and buy any though, because I definitely have enough gold. But I'm going to add 2 or 3 around all the entire page. I think I put down a couple in all the clusters, and then I want to add more. So luckily I found some more, because the first time I looked, this was the only little piece I had with the gold enamel shapes on it. So dang, I'm sorry that I'm bummed that I have to change that 2018, because it looks really good like that. So anyways, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me again for another month with the monthly layout celebrations. And I'm really enjoying this series. For example, this one, I would have never thought to scrapbook these photos with these papers anytime soon. You know me, I don't scrapbook chronological. So there's a couple close-ups. Please check out the other ladies' videos. Links will be below. And I can't wait to see you guys again next month. This has been so much fun. Thanks for joining me, and have a great March. Thanks, everyone. Bye.